Hello everyone, and welcome to Rise Up on the Porch with me, Lauren Roberts. So this space is a space to talk about all things vulnerability, expansion, spirituality, life, somebody's journey, which is like so beautiful to listen to. And really this conversation is whatever it evolves into. I'm gonna have so many different types of people on here, and I am so excited to meet them in person and to get to know them and hopefully create some new connection and bonds as friends. So today I'm going to do a solo episode with me, Lauren, and I'm really excited about it. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my own journey. So where I'm going to begin is, as a child, I was a, let's say, shy child, but I also was outgoing in a sense too, because I feel like I loved people and I loved my family. I remember my uncle telling me that I was really quiet, but when I spoke, it was opinionated and profound. So I guess that gives me a little idea of who I was as a child. For some reason, I have a hard time remembering me as a kid. Like, I see my perception, I just remember being really shy. I was bullied in middle school because I was so shy and things like that. And then in high school, I met a group of friends. Really, I met them in 8th grade, but they were my best friends in high school. That kind of broke me out of my shell, like really broke me out of my shell. And I partied and I was wild. But awesome too. It's just was my journey, and I wasn't a fan of school. I have dyslexia, or I had dyslexia, and so school is really difficult to me. I was really artsy. I loved the arts. I would skip my history classes and go back to my ceramic classes, and that's what I loved to do, what I really enjoyed. I painted, I wrote, I had these journals where I would write and draw in them. And then in my, let's say 19, 18, 20, I moved in with a roommate who was a yoga instructor, a massage therapist, and she majored in religious studies. So that kind of like opened my world. I always was interested in different religions and spirituality and things like that, but that was the first time I was introduced to yoga and introduced to aromatherapy and all those things. And that's when I started really getting into Buddhism. And so I spent a good time of my life really researching and like learning about Buddhism, because it kind of spoke to me. I grew up Episcopalian. My grandmother is a deacon in a church. So I always kind of had that spirituality within me. And then my 20s were wild. I lived in New York City. I was engaged like when I was 20, and then broke that off, and then met my partner I'm with now. Me and him have been together for 8 years. We moved to New York together. We were there for a long time, and New York literally put skin on my back. I never was without family. I have a very big family. I was never without friends, and up there I had nobody, so I kind of had to learn how to do things on my own, which was painful but amazing. It was just one of those things that I will always remember. It wasn't easy. It was lonely sometimes. Brendan was working all the time, so I had to figure out a lot of things on my own. I grew up a lot there. I look back sometimes at how I handled some situations and how immature it was. But I think that's what your 20s is about. It's about learning and growing and your evolution into all of that. So it was wild. I still sometimes miss New York. I think about it quite often. It just has like an infectious energy to it. And I nannied up there for my whole time up there. I started school up there, and it was just like one of those really awesome experiences. So then I moved back home and met a really wonderful group of friends that my best friends kind of created while I was gone. And it was kind of crazy because I didn't know what my friend group would look like. It looked different than when I left for New York, and it looked different when I came home. And you know, it was this beautiful group of women in their significant others, and it was very intimidating. My best friends became best friends with them while I was gone, so they were living this whole other life while I was living in New York, and I maybe made 2 friends in New York. But the wonderful thing about them is they kind of just took me in and absorbed me and loved me and really wanted to get to know me, and that friend group has opened up my heart in a way and opened up my world in a way that I would never imagine. They just are so accepting. They love you for who you are. They create a space where you can come to them with anything, and it's no judgment. And I think that's very uncommon, and it's just wild. I love them so much. And then to hear, and now I kind of came to a realization. I was still partying every weekend, still going out, staying up late, and alcohol, I was just not into it anymore. So I cut it out of my life. It's been over 6 months now, and it's just been extraordinary. And I kind of 2 years ago started meditating, and that I will forever be thankful for that. I will forever be thankful to the universe for sitting me down on my pillow and actually meditating and learning about it. I consistently meditated for a year, and then I went off a little bit for like a few weeks, meaning I meditated a Monday, skipped a Tuesday, meditated Wednesday, and I got thrown off, and I wasn't consistent. And it's funny how you have to stop doing something to realize how good it is for you. So back on meditation, still for a year now too, and it blows my mind. Even in circumstances where you're arguing with a spouse or not feeling great, in my head, in the universe, it always says, I call them my spirit guides, I call them my light beings, my angels. They tell me, go sit on your pillow, and meditate. And I do, and it really helps, because sometimes you need to calm down that anger, calm down that frustration, and see where it truly is coming from. And sitting down in quiet really shows you where that's coming from. This whole year has been something of, I honestly don't know, car troubles, going through a lot with my relationships. I haven't seen my friends that much this year. They have been having kids, and I've been busy, and it's just been a crazy year. It's been a layer of just shit, really, and then underneath and above just my spiritual practice and evolution and uprooting and emotions. So it's been hard, but I think it's cracking me wide open. And I signed up to be magnetic, to do some really deep work starting January 1st. I'm starting this Rise Up on the Porch. So 2020 is going to be a great effing year. I'm so excited about it. I'm also reading books about finances and budgeting and all of that stuff. So that's a little bit about me. I'm probably going to do a few more episodes like this and get more in detail about everything one at a time. I know this was a quick episode and kind of surface, but I would love to do more episodes where I tell you more and more about childhood, more about really digging deep in spirituality, more about vulnerability, because it's so important. So this Rise Up on the Porch, you can find it on IGTV. The full episodes, more than 10 minutes, will be on YouTube. And then also, starting next week, I'm gonna have these on Spotify as a podcast as well. And so I will show you where to all find these. And then also I'll have them on my www.riseuplivebright.com. And I hope you guys tune in. I'm so excited about that. January will be the first episode with a guest. And I hope you guys tune in and enjoy.